On this episode of Beer, Blues, and BS, Kidder and I are joined by a returning Rudeboy Kyle, so we're going to discuss a lot of hockey, and I mean a lot of hockey. Plus, it's Black Friday, Kidder's favorite holiday of the year. Did he go out? Did he go shopping? You're going to have to wait and see. Plus, we hear from Big D, and I get trolled with puns. But it's all good. It's all fun. And it's even better now that you're here in a good place.
In a world where every Rob, Steve, and Lane has a podcast, two good brothers will try to rise above the rest. Howard Blues and the Mark Kidder invite you to pour a cold beverage, pull up a seat, and enjoy time with friends. Welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS. The podcast tells everything in a shootout. I'm your host, Howard Blues, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder! How you doing tonight?
Oh, hey over there. I didn't see you there for a second. Doing okay. Doing all right. The big question is, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Kidder. I did have to go into work today. And I truthfully, I didn't really have to. I could have been like everybody else in my department who took the day off. Being that it's Black Friday and all, but I went in to do some projects that required me to be noisy, and it's kind of like, hey, everybody's gonna be out of the office. Good time to do them. So I got caught up on quite a few things that I really needed to do, and doing all right. Doing all right. Had a good Thanksgiving, which maybe we'll talk about a little bit later when we're grasping at straws for what to talk about on this episode. But Kidder, happy Black Friday, my friend. I know it is your favorite holiday.
Yeah! Black freaking Friday! Yeah! Which Black Friday deals going on right now, thanks to Howard. He's helping your holiday heaving. If you're wondering what to get somebody, well, you can get something from the Triple B merch store. That's right. Go to beerbluesbs.com, click merch, and everything in the store, a cool 20% off. How about that? It's a great time of the year to stock up. But yeah, Black Friday! Woo! 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 Remember how last week I was like, I don't really have anything. I'm not really going to do anything. You remember that?
Yes, I do. Because that was just last week ago.
Yeah, well, I ended up Black Friday shopping a little bit.
But Kidder, I want to hear all about this. But I've been talking all night already. And I'm going to be doing some more talking. My voice is going to need some vocal lubrication. And so for that reason, I'm going to I'm going to hit the pause button on the Black Friday talk so we can go to everybody's favorite segment, What's on Tap?
Okay. Tap that app and subscribe. So what you got to drink over there tonight?
Well, Kidder, hey, yesterday was Thanksgiving. So let's go with something, I don't know, kind of food related. I have here from the Lift Bridge Brewing Company. It is a Hop Dish IPA. Yeah. Yep, it is a Hop Dish IPA. There's nothing really on here except it tells me this. It's an India Pale Ale. It's like potluck of 7 hop varieties. Otherwise, 12 fluid ounces. I was looking on here earlier, Kidder. It does not tell me the alcohol content on this. So I don't even know that. So this has got to win the award for like the least amount of information on a can ever. Because at least they usually tell you, well, this is like 4% alcohol. So anyway. It's angry.
Uh-oh. I know you probably saw me shaking my head. You're just describing all of that, and it's just doesn't sound appeasing.
I honestly, Kidder, I wouldn't have thought you would have wanted this. I didn't even offer it. I'm going to guess just from a smell that there's going to be a bit of a citrus flavor to it, which usually pairs well with hops. So let's find out. Nope. Definitely no citrus in that. Woo! It's definitely got some hops. It's definitely got some bitter. It's kind of got an interesting floral aftertaste. It's kind of like punches you with bitter, but then gives you a little like smooth floral thing to say, maybe you'll like me if you drink more of me. I'm not going to do that, Kidder. For an IPA, not my favorite. I'd probably rate this probably in like the 2.5 to 3 range. I haven't quite decided like whether it's like an average or how far below average. But that's what I'm drinking, and I'm hoping that we get to a what's on tap round 2 because I have something I think it will be better sitting over here.
And you needed to clear the taste of that crap out of your mouth as he takes another drink.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to need that. I'm definitely going to need that. What are you drinking, Kidder? Is it better than this IPA?
Maybe. And I say maybe because as I open up the Triple B beer fridge, I grab one of these right here. And that is from our friends at New Belgium. And it's a classy looking can. I mean, look at that. 1554 is what this is called. It's 12 fluid ounces, and it is 6% alcohol by volume. It's an enlightened dark ale brewed with spice, which sounds very Thanksgiving-esque, or Black Friday, or depressing like our souls. Surprisingly bright taste with a dry, chocolatey finish. Great. That's what I want. Alcohol, a liquid that's dry. It's 12 fluid ounces as well. And as I mentioned right at the beginning, it is from our friends at New Belgium, which, of course, they make Mountain Time. And yes, it's almost time for Mountain Time.
Proximity alert. Vessel approaching.
Holy shit fire!
Greetings, gentlemen.
We have got to do a better job hiding the door to this place.
You said that last time he came a knocking.
Where's that code at?
Or I should say, he didn't bother knocking. He just came on rocking in.
Kicks the door down, just
waving his finger all the way. I got this son of a bitch
coming in.
Watch yourselves. You can't even have one sip of your drink and tell the folks how it is because by God, Rudeboy from the damn top rope. He's coming in hot, and he forgot the beer truck.
Yeah, you got the Rudeboy music playing.
Yeah. Well, it does smell chocolatey, and it does smell a bit dry. So let's try it. Well, it's dark. You get that chocolatey right at the end. But maybe just a bit dry. Not really dry. It's 2.5. So 5 out of 7 fingers. Or is it 7 out of 5? I don't remember. Rudeboy, welcome in.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thank you for the last second invite, and good to see you guys. Hope you guys all had a happy Thanksgiving.
Look at his face.
Maybe you should send that one to Chris, because I think that captures it perfectly. Although the recording won't have it, but
Well, while he's doing that, we were just in the middle of what's on tap. So, Kyle, what are you drinking tonight?
I have a sort of a fall themed drink that I'm sure it's been around with the flavor combination, but when we go up to the football games and tailgate, we always do a shot of Fireball before we go into the game, just the quick 1 ounce shooters. And I was
Fired up.
yeah, so I was like, well, it's a cinnamon whiskey. It's not the top shelf stuff, and certainly burns when you drink it on its own on the way down. But I was thinking for the fall, cinnamon and apples go well, so I added some Fireball to some apple cider, and it's a good combo. So I like it. If you guys enjoy a fall themed drink, it's however strong you want to make it. If you don't like cinnamon, that's on you. But if you do, if you make it as strong or as weak as you want it, so there you go.
This candle smells like Fireball.
No, Bethany, that's cinnamon. You got the Fireball fired up. You got it going.
Fireball and apple cider. So there you go. Takes a little bit of bite out of the cinnamon that's in the Fireball, so doesn't burn as much as you're drinking it straight. So
it's almost as smooth as the Stone Temple Pilots song "Cinnamon."
there you go.
You know, that's probably enough because we don't want to get canned on the copyright. All the YouTubes and the other censors out there. Hey, you can't use that.
Truthfully, anything that's under like 5 seconds, the algorithm can't actually identify. So, just throwing that out there.
Oh, so you want to start testing?
John Algorithm knows.
He's a busy guy.
Look, I spent a lot of time with Future Howard, and he may have been reading up on some things after we've gotten a couple of copyright dings throughout the years of the show. So,
was he drunk at the time?
Future Howard?
Yeah.
No, he's almost always sober.
Good for him.
Yeah. Has to make up for all the crap I drink on this show.
Oh.
That IPA is not getting any better.
Yeah, you missed it. So in 2 weeks, you're going to have to see what he's got and why he chose that.
I'll be listening.
It's kind of like having no regrets.
No regrets.
Regrets. Yeah. Anyway, Howard was talking hockey just for a skoosh about what he was doing before he came here to the Triple B set. But I have a hockey update for you.
Go for it.
As you may or may not know, this weekend, your University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux men's hockey team traveled down Highway 2 to Bemidji, playing the Beavers. And tonight, after regulation, 3-3. After overtime, 3-3. Officially a final in a tie. No word on UND's page there for the men's hockey team as to who won in the shootout, because I did not get that notification. And also, let's just throw the good content out right away. There was supposed to be a game today, the Colorado Avalanche versus the Nashville Predators. Well, the arena blows so much that they had to cancel the game today. Actually, they postponed it in official terms. You're probably going, what? They postponed an NHL game on Black Friday of all sacred holidays on the calendar? Black Friday of all the days? Well, yes. Either they have really bad luck or somebody sabotaged the game, because there was a water main breach that flooded the arena.
And we're talking Nashville.
Yes, Trashville.
Of course.
I thought they were just trying to clean up the place a little bit, but apparently it didn't drain out in time.
That plumber's going to get a good bill.
Clogged the drain. That game postponed. It was supposed to be today at 1 o'clock. But no hockey for us today for the Avalanche. What about the Hacks there, Rudeboy? You got a game today? Tomorrow?
Yeah, they
yesterday.
Let's see, they had a couple games over the past couple days, and I think we're in full tank mode because they had a 4-1 lead in the third period against the Dallas Stars, and they lost 6-4. So I don't know if I should elaborate, but yeah, it was.
If you want to, you're reliving trauma here. It helps. It helps to get the trauma out on the table.
Yeah, well, I'll say I grew up with the '90s Hawks, and it was because they were too cheap to spend on good players back in the day, with the owner Dollar Bill Wirtz, as he's infamously known. But now his son and other people are in management now, in charge of writing the checks. But the issue is that how do you blow a 4-1 lead in the third? It's frustrating because there's aging superstars with Taves and Kane. It's something that you think they may have wanted to try and either retain those guys for legacy's sake or part ways with them to maybe get a good draft pick or two out of them. There's always rumors on the table about them leaving, going to their hometowns of Winnipeg or Buffalo to finish out their careers, but we'll see if it happens. It's something that you go into each game thankful to enjoy the game of hockey instead of hoping they'll win. So as I rock my knockoff Columbia Blackhawks hat, let me see if I can show it to the camera here. There we go. Backwards for old time's sake. So it's got the logo on the back. So still support the team, but
I know you did.
Definitely don't have the glory of the past 10, 15 years. But of course it makes the ability to buy tickets at a non-pumped up and
inflated.
Well, gouged price rate.
Oh.
We'll say that. It makes that a little easier to do in case you want to go.
Sure. It was like
share the sorrow with 20,000 other Hawks fans at the UC.
I thought you were going to say about 20. Yeah.
Well,
that's like going to an Arizona Coyotes game.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's
about 40 of their fans there, and
yeah, they recently retired the number 81 for the Hawks at Marian Hossa. So that was a well-attended game, but yeah, besides the jersey retirement ceremony, I did not watch any rest of the game, mainly due to my schedule and anticipating some AHL quality hockey from the Hawks, but the way she goes.
I do have a quick update that the University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux won the shootout, and in the NCHC record books get the official win off of that there thing there. But one interesting piece of speculation there, Rude Boy, is that your captain, Mo Capitan, of course, former Fighting Sioux player, Jonathan Taves, may be in talks to go elsewhere, and not only elsewhere among a couple other places, but to the Colorado Avalanche. How do you feel about that?
I'd say the Avs are hopefully a good fit for him because I'd say his talents have been developed, used, and passed on to future generations of players at the Hawks, and I think he deserves another crack at success because by the time the Hawks are ready to hopefully make a resurgence, he'd probably be retired by then. So if he stays with the Hawks, so all the best for him, I wish. So it's something that if he goes to the Avs, then I'd be a little bit more of an Avs fan. So there you go.
The good thing is you can get your Taves jersey now because Devon Taves plays for the Avs. And then if Jonathan Taves comes over, they put him on the same line. By God, it's Taves and Taves!
It won't be confusing at all.
The Flying V. And,
Speaking of which, drinking out of the Jonathan Taves cup.
Holy smokes.
There you go.
And that's your...
There's the one goal marketing from back in the day.
One goal, survive. It is Chicago.
Oh, that was one of the jokes about the whole marketing campaign is that we'll give you one goal. That's it.
Oh,
nope, not much more.
Per game.
Yeah.
Glad it was one goal and not one shot.
Mm-hmm.
You get one bullet. Good luck. Mm-hmm. It's like the golden bullet. Golden gun.
Well, since we're talking NHL and we're talking players moving around, Kidder, we were both disappointed last season when our good, I can't say friend, but one of our favorite players of the Colorado Avalanche, Tyson Yost.
He's getting the northern. He's getting the north. Yep.
I'm gonna blame this IPA. Anyway,
throat.
He was traded over to the Minnesota Wild. Which really made Kidder mad and upset. Well, this will make you even probably more upset with the Wild. The Wild put him out on waivers. Didn't even trade him for somebody. They just put him out on waivers. And he has been picked up by the Buffalo Sabres. On his way out in some of the interviews, he mentioned that the Wild have a veteran problem. And what he means is that they're a team that's made up of a lot of veterans who have been playing together for quite a while, and that it's caused kind of a bit of a toxic locker room for anybody new or coming in. So he was glad to be out of that locker room.
He should have came back. Obviously, his price tag is a little high for the Avalanche, and so would have been great to have him come back to the Avs, but let him play in Buffalo and get a little bit more experience, and then maybe he'll be able to come on home to the Avalanche. But it's funny, you talk about attitudes, toxic environment, dumpster fire, and the first other hockey player that comes to mind when any of those words come up is Reeves.
Ryan Reeves. And hey, guess what? He's also a veteran player and now
a piece of a veteran piece.
I was going to say a member of the Minnesota Wild, but
close enough.
Yep, he is joining that squad. So how will that work out for him? I don't know, but they lost to the Maple Leafs today. So take that as you will.
Which with the Maple Leafs, they'll just dry up and blow away.
Well, you say that, but then here's the interesting controversy I've been following tied to the NHL. I don't know if you guys heard about this. But in a recent contest between the New Jersey Devils and the Toronto Maple Leafs, the New Jersey Devils had not one, but not two, but 3 goals waved off.
No goal.
Yeah. Apparently, there's now an investigation into the referees in that particular contest about possibly trying to fix the game, especially since the first 2 calls of no goal were pretty bad. I saw one of them, and they called it a no goal due to goalie interference, and there wasn't even really a Devils player near the goalie. So that
I was just Rudeboy was.
I saw the replay of one of the goals that was disallowed, and it was a 3-way spotlight between 2 of the. I think because they disallowed 3 goals on the Leaves, right?
No, it was on the Devils. On
the Devils, okay, yeah, you can't have the Devils be doing too good, I guess. So, but I think it was 13. But yeah, it was 2 players from the Devils that were kind of. I think one was on the bench, one was kind of leaning on the boards, and one was on the referee. The referee was making his announcement after the review, and he sort of went to spin around to his right to indicate towards center ice that it was going to be a good goal. But then he spun back around and waved it off like he was trolling the call almost. Like he knew it was what the call was going to be, but then he went no goal. And it cut off too quickly to see the reaction of the players, but I could only imagine that they didn't take it too lightly.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit more. And what I have read on that one is, or at least comment wise from people, is that clearly it was like he was going to call it a no goal, but that even he knew that it was a good goal. So that's why like he started and then it's like, oh no, wait, I'm supposed to be doing this. Oops.
Confirmed. We have a good goal.
I will say the third goal that they waved off, which was probably the only one that was legit because New Jersey did kind of kick it in. When they told the fans that one wasn't a goal, New Jersey started chucking stuff on the ice. A rough day, but yeah, there's a bit of an investigation into the possibility that these refs were trying to fix the game. So I'll try and see if more comes out about it, but it was interesting to kind of been following that. So.
That's how the Avs Canucks game was. That was on Wednesday. That was a dumpster fire of a game. The Canucks ended up scoring a goal, and that was goaltender interference. So yes, they had the review. Bednar challenged it and won the challenge, so that one was called back. But the officials, absolute trash officiating in that game too, and the Avs lost 4-3 because of it. 3 different injuries during the game on the Avs' behalf. We shared one of the videos on the Triple B page of Mikko Rantanen taking a stick to the face. Not just the face, straight up his nose. And not straight. It was the bar of the stick. But, I mean, it tried to go up his nose.
And there was no call on that play?
There was a double minor on it because Rantanen went down in a heap because, his nose just moved up about 2 inches. And then as he's crawling up the ice, but as he's crawling up the ice and trying to stand up, there's just blood gushing out his nose. Oh, I wonder if that's going to be a double minor because is he bleeding? They had to bring out the shovels all the way over to the bench because he was gushing.
All out the dry scrape.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was bad. And then That guy is one tough son of a bitch because it was probably through the period break and then 3 minutes into the game, the next period there, he came back onto the ice and you could see that his nose was like, fatter because they had it shoved with stuff to make sure that it wasn't going to bleed, but then also said he could breathe, and the fat visor to try and make sure that he wasn't going to get smoked in the face again a second time. But he had scored 2 goals already in that game, on fire, and then blasted.
Was he one of the stars of the game at the end?
I didn't stick around that far after the game because I was the last 5 minutes of the game. I was just going to town.
Sure.
And there's one bad call after another on the officials, and at some point, people threw out like a giant bag of gummy worms. And poof, all over the ice. And then, of course, because altitude broadcasting, Superior Hockey Broadcasting takes the very, very tight shot showing the bag exploded. And, man, there's all these colors and sugary gummy worms there. And then you hear, fans, please refrain from throwing objects onto the playing surface. Thank you. But not thrilled.
If you're going to throw something in the ice, don't throw your snack. Don't throw your beer. Make it a little bit more annoying. Throw a giant bag of glitter, because there ain't no way they're cleaning that up.
Or you can toss your IPA on the ice if you don't like it.
That's a little on the alcohol abuse side. I mean, it's not a great beer, but it's
yeah.
It's that time of the season. I mean, consider throwing your spouse out there because you're talking about putting something annoying out there. So there you go. There, you get 10 minutes of this because I've had however many years.
Yeah.
I can say that she's not going to watch this. Nobody watches this. Let's be honest. If you've made it this far into the episode, number 1, leave a comment that you made it this far. Number 2, please subscribe because we're trying to get our subs up. Smash that sub button.
Oh wait. Who's here in the live chat? Who is this right here? Sorry. No, go ahead. I almost had Mark. I almost had him.
You almost did.
You what? Going for another beer? I'm not drunk enough for this shit.
Rudeboy Kyle's just trying to steal that Minister of Trolling title from Big D.
He's got a long way to go.
Whose music is that? Who's entered the chat?
Which that reminds me, I'm going to make a topic for. Stay tuned if you enjoyed our trolling of Big D. Good stuff coming. Yeah. So since we're still on hockey, you probably noticed my voice is a little shot. It's the return of high school hockey, and I got to announce a doubleheader tonight. So, and as I said, Kidder, I took notes. So the early game
wrote it on the paper. It's true.
Yep. The early game this evening put the West Fargo Packers versus your Bismarck Century Patriots.
Hey, Packers!
This was a pretty good game overall. Period 1, we had, as the Patriots, we had some great zone control. Like, we played the majority of the period on their half of the ice, which was excellent. They would score the first goal of the game, but it was on a really, really bad turnover in the neutral zone that led to a breakaway, and they deserve to score for that because we messed up. We should not have given the puck away that easy. That was tough to watch. But But overall, we played excellent that period. We outshot them like 15-7. So we were pretty dominant. Kind of the first period. Second period, we take some pretty bad penalties. And Century looked somewhat gassed, especially by the end of the period. Trying to read that note said. We were shooting wide. So we still had a lot of shots, like 18 shots in the second period, but a lot of stuff wide. Just couldn't put anything really on net. But at least we were shooting. I'll give us that. Third period is where all the fun and excitement gets underway. We would score 2 minutes into the period. Then again, 4 minutes into the period. Then again, 6 minutes into the period. So just boom, boom, boom. And we got a pretty nice lead. And then we'll score again at 7 minutes into the period. Which also was kind of interesting and had probably the biggest controversy of the night because we scored at the 7-minute 44-second mark. After we put the puck in the net, there was a pretty nasty hit on one of our players. Our coach was calling for there to be a penalty, got into arguing with the ref, and the ref assessed him a 2-minute bench minor. And our coach decided, you know what? I'm still going to argue a little bit about this, and I'm going to kind of be a little bit slow at naming who's going to go to the box. And the ref got pissed off, and so he threw another guy in the box for a 2-minute delay of game. So here we go. We're coming out of
Even her up.
Yeah, we're coming out of our fourth goal of the period. Now having to skate 5-on-3. I will say 3 of those 4 goals were scored by the same player, number 2, Maxon Vig, who had an excellent game. So I'll give him that. We would go on to score again at the 13-minute mark. It was all of what? 15 seconds after they scored their second goal. And then we would, of course, score the empty netter with all of 19 seconds left. So overall, great third period for us. We end up winning 6-3. I missed that they had an unassisted goal at one point. But yeah, 6-3. Great game.
And score often, I guess.
Yeah, well, as I said, Century looked good. It was a good game. So it was fun. Our second game of the evening put Fargo North versus the Bismarck Legacy Sabres. I'm just going to say this. The Legacy Sabres Boosters Club has got to be the most high-maintenance boosters club when it comes to announcers. The amount of stuff that I had to read off for them was just incredible. I had a long list of sponsors I had to read. They did drawings every period that I had to read out who won. And the biggest thing, and hey, Kidder, you want a hot take?
Oh, we're going to get one. It's the hottest of hot takes.
Hot reactions. Here we go.
Let's go get dropped.
I can appreciate that the Legacy Sabres thought that, you know what? We want to hold a veteran appreciation night. It's a good idea. Worthy thing. I can appreciate that. Choosing to do it the same night that we're having a double header and then having a script that calls for a moment of silence, a round of applause, and us to play the national anthem again. There's a reason, Kidder, that I didn't get out of that game until nearly 10 o'clock.
You played 2 national anthems for one game?
Well, usually when we have a doubleheader, we play the national anthem for the first game, And usually the first game goes a bit long, so we just skip the playing of the national anthem so everybody can get done and go home. So we had to play it again because they wrote this script and it was Military Appreciation Night, so we had to play the national anthem. And
let me guess that you had to play "There Goes My Hero" by the Foo Fighters at some point.
No, they thankfully did not demand that. It was actually Century High was the one who actually made demands on songs we played. Like I showed up and they're like, we want these, we want you to play this playlist for warm-ups. I have no way to get that on my computer. I don't have internet access in that building. I don't know how we ended up playing their warm-ups, and Kidder, you'll appreciate how bad and stupid this was. The one guy that they texted it to, he played it on his phone, but he doesn't have an audio jack, so he just laid the microphone down next to the phone and played it over that.
High school hockey holiday production right there.
I remember a time when we were in a tight music crunch.
Yeah, it was.
But
what was that?
I mean, we made it.
Boy?
I think you know.
Do I?
Do I? You may have known about it afterwards, but
I knew about it afterwards. Well, go ahead. You tell us.
It was back when there's some nuptials happening up in Bismarck, and we needed a Windows update, and the Windows update wasn't compatible with Apple Music and and all that. So, but yeah, it was a good time though. I enjoyed hurriedly copying the entire playlist to Spotify and making her happen.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah. Anyway, it was
well
clear.
anyway.
Yeah. I'm eventually
I had a
gonna
freaking good time.
just gonna sit here and drink this IPA since I can't get a word in edgewise.
Well, the sooner that you finish that, the sooner I can get a second beverage, because the Sioux Yeti's out.
Refill time.
Let me get through at least this. I was going to just add that you could tell that the sound was crap because one of the other off-ice officials finally got into the box, like right before the game, and goes, "Man, they got to improve this audio system. The stuff you guys are playing sounded like crap." And it's like, yeah, that's because of how we had to do it. Anyway, Legacy versus Fargo North. The first period, not much to report. It was kind of just a feeling out period. The second period, Legacy was gassed pretty hard. We were playing very defensively. We were having a lot of turnovers, a lot of just sloppy play. They would go on to score 2 goals in that period to take the lead. Third period is where things start to get exciting. Legacy would score a goal right off the bat, like in the first, I would have to say 30 seconds. However, a Fargo North player happens to skate into the net, knocking it off. So it was waved off. It was a no goal, which had the Legacy coach, of course, you guys know him as Mario Lamoureux, pretty
I know that guy.
mad. Yeah.
I know that guy.
He wouldn't have to wait long, though. Just about 4 minutes later, Legacy would score their first goal of the game. And it would be a fairly hard-fought rest of the third period. And with 30 seconds left, Legacy puts in the equalizer in the rare instance where pulling the goalie actually worked. So that took us to overtime. Overtime was probably the saddest 8 minutes of hockey I have seen.
How long are the overtime periods for you guys?
It's they get a 3-minute break and then it's an 8-minute period, and it's sudden death. And
how long are the normal periods then?
They're 17 minutes.
Okay, with full stop time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
That's going to be like an hour and a half, 2-hour production.
it can be pretty long.
Ooh,
It can be pretty long.
8 minutes. Wow.
Yeah. And nobody, like, they started off pretty good, but both teams were pretty gassed by it. And even then, like the last 2 minutes of play, it was kind of just like,
Is it a 4-on-4 or a 3-on-3? No,
it's a 5-on-5. So,
oh, wow.
yeah. And our referees for this game,
Were they the same reps from game one?
No, they were a different set.
Yeah.
The particular head referee, he's kind of known for not calling stuff. Like most games that he calls, he doesn't call a lot of stuff, and so usually by the end things get kind of punchy because nothing's been called. So players are just like, "Well, shit, we can get away with this crap,"
Sure.
and then it usually gets pretty ugly. Anyway, yeah. So overtime got a little ugly in the sense that like he wasn't calling things, and you had coaches on both sides like, "Hey, there's a penalty. There's a penalty." I mean, we had a kid end up bleeding on the ice at one point. No penalty called. Probably should have been.
Should have not just bled. Just don't.
Yeah. So, but like the last 2 minutes, it was kind of like they were just like, "Oh God, just let us go to the shootout." We
Plus a shootout. They don't do ties.
no, they don't do ties. We went to a shootout.
Wow.
This is North Dakota hockey, rude boy, not your like after hours league of getting wasted on the ice.
No. I'll tell you, I cannot have a beer.
No.
I don't have a beer before my games. I have them after the games.
Oh, well, you're the only one who's different then, right?
I guess so. Well, goalies are different, so
Yeah.
it'd probably take an episode or two to explain my way of thinking. So
we're gonna need to make these episodes longer there, Howie Blues.
Oh boy.
He's gonna be sitting on a goal net somewhere in the
Unplug my
middle of
headphones
Kansas.
I can't hear you.
What?
I
and he missed out on half of it because his equipment died.
No, I lean back and my headphones unplugged.
Lean back. You lean back.
yeah. So at the end of the overtime period, we go to a shootout. It's best of 3. So each team gets 3 skaters. Best ends it. If they're still tied after those 3 shooters, we just keep going. And we go until somebody has the advantage. And the first 6 shooters went, and I was like, holy crap, we're going to be here all night because they were 6 pretty sad attempts for the shootout. The goalies were playing great. Just going to say
That's good.
I mean, goalies were great. Like they were kicking ass. The shooters.
So you say it was a goalie matchup?
It really was. It really was.
Yeah.
To which goalie blinked, and unfortunately, it'd be Legacy. They will lose on the 4th shooter. So that was hockey tonight, and I get to get back at the arena tomorrow, as it will be Bismarck Legacy Sabres versus West Fargo, and Fargo North sticking around to take on the Bismarck Demons. So we'll see how that goes. But I will probably not have much of a voice after tomorrow. So, but high school hockey's back.
I remember the good old Thanksgiving tourneys back from the day. Those were marathon weekends.
Yeah. And this isn't even really like a tournament.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things, Fargo being on the East, in the East division and or region, they don't play Bismarck all that often. So what they do is they usually choose Thanksgiving weekend, and 2 of the Fargo teams come, and they play Friday night, and then they switch opponents and play Saturday night. So so it's kind of like getting the most out of the road trip. So
yeah,
it's
How many times would you like to lose in a short amount of time?
Yeah, usually we're the ones losing in this deal because the Fargo teams tend to be pretty tough. So it was pretty good to watch Sentry just cream somebody. I am going to be interested to see how Legacy does against West Fargo, because West Fargo and Sentry were pretty evenly matched until that third period. So I want to get a feel, because I know last year I thought Legacy in their inaugural season, I remember I called their first game in Bismarck, their first home game, and I was like, ooh, they got gassed really quickly. And they ended up, by the end of it, I mean, I think they took second at the West Region tournament. So, they got better as the season went. So I'll be interested to kind of see where they are and see how they go this season. But some other interesting just high school hockey news, because I'm on it and I learned some things. I found out that here, as the season's about to start, the Williston Coyotes have a bit of an issue because the entire coaching staff quit. Hockey season has just started. They don't have a coach or any assistant coaches. They got nobody.
There's your new gig, Rude Boy. Come on down.
I'm waiting for the call.
Yeah.
You got to call.
If they can pay
Enough.
$5,000 every 2 weeks, I'll be happy with it.
But tree fitty.
Yeah, about tree fitting.
I ain't giving you no tree fitty.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle that. The Williston has had good teams in the past, but apparently it had something to do with the politics of being a coach. My source, I unfortunately didn't get to hear more because they were talking about this while I was trying to call other stuff. So it's like that. The other scuttlebutt that I heard is that this might be Mario Lamoureux's last season with the Sabres, as he is also having some issues with the Bismarck activities directors. So we'll see. We'll see. But that's the rumor, the scuttlebutt.
Damn rumor mills.
Well, but I think we made it through all of the hockey update.
There's a lot of politics in hockey. It's a tough game when you're spending thousands of dollars and traveling hundreds of miles to play other quality teams in the region, and you either make the team or you don't get the exposure that you're expecting. And yeah, I mean, is something that the freshman year of my high school, I played on my varsity high school team and played midget AA at the time. And it drained me. It was something that I was good enough to start whenever I showed up to high school. And I was good enough to make it to at least start half the games in my travel team. So it's there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of parent influences. There's a lot of there's a lot that goes into it, and it's unfortunately sort of ruins some of the enjoyment for some people. But I'm glad I stayed with high school after my freshman year, because it was something that even though I felt I was good enough to make a midget AAA team, I mean, it was something that they wanted me on the AA team, and I was like, I can't do this for the time commitments, school commitments for my sophomore year. And I was like, well, I'm going to enjoy high school. I'm going to be able to put my time and effort into my education and enjoy my last 3 years of high school instead of being totally drained. Because there was one year, or well, one evening, my high school freshman year that I had a practice for my high school team. Then I went straight to my travel team, and it wasn't something that I didn't feel overly taxed that evening. It was something that I was on the ice for my high school practice at first, which was a rare thing. And then we had Dryland, which was just kind of just doing wall sits and stairs and stuff off the ice for my travel team. But after I got home, I was like, hey, I don't have time for school. I got to go to bed. Woke up in the morning and I literally could not move. I could not move my legs between high school and then doing wall sits for another hour and a half. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. And I'm sure these guys that play high school might play on multiple teams. They're looking for scouts, coaches that are willing to give them the play time to get the exposure for further advancement in their hockey playing careers. But yeah, it was just a little spice of the lower level hockey that it does carry over to future teams, and politics are all a part of it. So yeah.
Yeah, I never played sports at the high school level. And hockey wasn't even an option where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
But I played football in middle school, and just even the way the coaches were there and the competitive nature of it, I was like, I just kind of wanted to do this because it, was fun. I, play
Sure.
football on the playground. Yeah, let's try this. We can actually hit people. This could be interesting. And after 2 years of that, I was like, when it gets up to high school, it gets super hyper competitive, and I'm just not that guy. And it's like, I'm not even going to bother. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, there is some of that is sucks the fun out of it.
Everybody's stretching for dreams that are maybe possible.
I was going to ask you, Kyle, since we're talking hockey and Kidder's kind of zoned out. On a couple episodes, I brought up. I just want to take a cheap shot at him. That's true.
I said stairs, and I
headphones.
They had to sit over there against the wall, staring at each other. That's what it was. They did wall sits and they stared. That was their stairs.
Oh yeah, it was something. You just sat for a minute. You got to sit on the floor for a minute, and then you sat on the wall for a minute, and then you went and did stairs for 5-10 minutes, and it was something that we didn't have the ice. Somebody else had the ice, but we had the schedule. We were scheduled for the practice, and your legs and your stamina and your confidence in what you thought, how fit you were all up for grabs. So
see, what I'm saying is the stare, like you're staring at somebody. That's all.
Oh yeah, well, it was that too. You'd stare at somebody else, and because we had competitions in high school, it was something, especially on the travel team. It was competitive to the point where, especially in the off season, at least leading up to the season, when you knew you made the team and the weather was nice enough, there was something where we would do well. I'd say the unfortunate part of playing where I played was that our rink was right next to a small ski hill or sled hill, and we would not only for my high school team, but my travel team also had this right next to the rink. And then in my high school team, it was within a 5-10 minute drive of the high school. So they're like, all right, well, we're going to have dry land practice at the softball fields right next to a big hill that the city decided to put up right next to the softball field. So coach loved it because not only increased our strength, stamina, giving us wind sprints,
make your game longer.
You do squats alternating right, left, up, down the hill. But then there's a soccer field right next door that conveniently was not rented out. So you would do sprints around the soccer field. You do exercise up and down the ski hill or the sled hill, big pile of dirt that just felt like 200 feet high, but I'm sure it wasn't. But yeah, it was something that the coach would incentivize us to end the practice by being one of the first 2 people in each exercise to finish a sprint down the back, or a sprint to an interval back, sprint interval back, sprint interval back. And it was something that between travel hockey, high school hockey, you'd have to ration your energy to make it for both. I was like, well, I'm going to take it easy in the first couple of sprints and then go real hard on the third one, because I know there were a couple people that were younger, slimmer, a little more fit than I was. I was still fit back in high school, somewhat. So it was something that I'd go for number 3 in the cycle and win it every time. So it was something you just have to outthink, out-strategize, and manage how much you're putting into it, because it was a challenge.
Put her in and get it out.
Yeah.
It was about that time I realized that Girl Scout was 8 feet tall.
Kyle, I'll ask you this, because I made this declaration. I've been doing these Howard's Hot Takes, and the first one I ever did was that pulling your goalie is a stupid move. And I get that it works sometimes, but I see it fail more often than not. So I'm going to ask you, as a goalie, how do you feel about pulling the goalie?
I'll say that it's a combination of several combination of strategies and knowing the confidence of your puck possession. I'll say that if it's something that you have a face-off in the far offensive zone, certainly go for it. But there's also, where I've been playing in the men's league, it's something where we have 1 or 2 refs, normally just 1. And I'd say we're all fairly recently well matched against other opponents. So it's something where there's not a huge skill divide, but there's also the fact that we're running a full line of 5 players and a goalie, and I'll say, for a lack of better fact, don't have a full line on the bench. So we might have a full line and maybe 2 forwards and a defenseman on the bench. So you might have two or 3 players on the bench, depending on the timing of face-offs, depending on where the face-off is. If you're confident that you have someone that's skilled enough to maintain puck possession, if you're able to skate around other players or pass to other players to give yourself the space to make your way into the offensive zone, of course, pull your goalie with 2-3 minutes left. But if it's a evenly skilled team or evenly skilled players between 2 teams, it's a real risk, because you're putting 6 guys on the ice against maybe 5 or 4, depending on if you're killing a penalty. It's something that I've had mixed results throughout my playing time as a goalie. I've sprinted to the bench, had the 6th player on the ice, and we've either tied it up. And there's been times when it's like you feel like you're killing a penalty because there's too much commotion. There's that extra player added to the mix, and you get 2-3 players in front of the net. You got another guy in the corner, another guy in the slot, and you only got 1 guy back. So it's a measure of risk versus reward. I'm sure with high school hockey, you're not talking about as much of a skilled players versus, or you're talking about maybe you don't practice it as much. So it's something where a lot of the NHL teams I've seen they do practice power plays where you're on the odd man situation. You have 5 versus 4 or 6 versus 4, and they practice that. But there's times when you only have an hour and you have an hour on the ice, or you have an hour and 15, hour and a half on the ice. You don't have the practice time to dedicate to those situations. And yet that extra body just causes so much extra commotion that it's like, well, we got 5 players, and flips it over the 6 guy's head into the neutral zone, and somebody's flying up the ice, and it's an easy goal. So I'd say it's a semi-calculated, but I'd say very risky move, because there's nobody. You're hoping that long shot at the goal goes wide for the icing. You're hoping that somebody doesn't make it past your defense. Usually just one guy hanging back high in the defensive zone or the offensive zone. It's a calculated risk. So if you're really looking for puck possession guys, skill guys, and rebound guys, because you're wanting to put pucks on the net. You're looking for rebounds. You're looking for something to make that risk worth the payoff.
I got a hot take.
Ooh.
Rudeboy Kyle doesn't like it because he's not on the ice anymore. That's why.
Yeah, well, it's something where you're just sitting on the bench and you're
That's why you shouldn't have let him stick it in. You gotta let him wave it off.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Yeah, we've only played 3 games so far this season on my team that I'm playing on right now, but the last game we had enough guys, and it was something we were down by 1, about 5-6 minutes left in the third, and we don't have a coach on the bench. So after the whistle, and there's the offensive zone face-off on the far end of the ice, and I holler over to the bench that I'm like, hey, 3 minutes from now, we have to think about 6 guys. It's something that you have to plan for it somewhat in advance, but also it can be a drop dead decision, and you don't have a coach on the bench, and we're like, you just have to read the play. And if someone that is good with puck possession, good with stick handling around a forward or 2, or just being able to take it deep into the far end zone, or if there's a face-off in the far end zone with a minute or 2 left, it's no brainer. You want that 6 guy on the ice.
I will agree with you that it is a calculated decision. I guess my thing is that I see teams as like, you have been basically beat up all game.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah, well, it's something where even with a minute and a half, 2 minutes left on the clock, if you're down by 2, even if you have the chance to be down by 1, you'll take it. So it's something that some coaches are a lot more aggressive, and some will pull the goalie with 3-4 minutes left to just have the opportunity to have that 6 guy on the ice. Because adding, we'll say, if a coach, I've never coached myself. I've only offered advice to other goalies through small sessions off the ice. It's something that, as a coach, I would say if you have the opportunity to put 2 B players, 3 A players, and maybe a C player to hustle his ass back to cover for whatever, whether it be a flip high over the ice or just sprint down and stop the clock for an icing, that extra player, depending on their skill level, can make the difference between stopping the clock at the right time, getting the icing, catching the puck before it goes in the net. Yeah, it's something that the coach knows best in terms of skill level. It's something that if you don't take the risk, then there's no reward. So,
and if you're Patrick Waugh, you pull your goalie with like 7 minutes left.
Yeah,
because you know there's nothing that says, "Yep, I got nothing to lose."
Yeah,
doing that.
Yeah. You're down by 2 or 3, then at that point you're not trying to appease the crowd. You're trying to at least get that small increment closer to forcing the other team to take in defensive zone face off or take a timeout, whatever it may be. Because a lot of times You see it on TV. Guys playing defense or playing in the defensive zone. Those guys just drain their energy so much faster than the guys that are knowing the plays, knowing their canned situations that they practiced. That they're able to make the defense move back and forth, put a puck down low, move it up high, and then they're the ones that are moving. The offense isn't moving because they know what they're doing. So it's the defense that's getting worn down. So it's sometimes a little progressive chewing away at the defense and their endurance. Yeah, especially if you can pin a defense in their own zone on a face-off that they can't change players, at least at the NHL level. It's something that you have to add that extra element to the mix. You got to have the extra element to take another shot at the net, another rebound, another screen, another tip. Yeah, it's kind of a unknown science, and each coach has their own style and way of doing a six guy on the ice. So might as well.
Sounds
Well,
like
gents,
a song that's popular on cruise ships these days. Back it up high, back it up low, get it down, bring it around. It's a time to drink.
I was trying to transition to that. I was going to say, gents, we've been having a great long discussion about hockey, but I know I'm getting thirsty again.
Yeah, time for a refill.
Yeah. So what's on tap? Round 2.
BRB.
As Rudeboy Kyle goes to refill his glass. Kidder, you've been waiting a while. Go ahead, sir. What are you pulling out of that fridge? What's coming out of the Triple B beer fridge? Is it going to be a sour? Is it going to be a dark beer? Is it going to be festive? We know it's not a Black Lantern. We know it's probably not an IPA. Kidder, what is it? What you having?
Well, how about we finish off the month a month ago with an Oktoberfest? What? It's festive, right? It's the Fargo Brewing Company O-Fest, i.e. the Oktoberfest beer. And I've had this before, but it is tasty. Toast Toffee Crisp. It is another 6.0% alcohol by volume beverage with 22 IBUs, and it's 12 fluid ounces. Keep cold, drink fresh, which, I mean, it's an Oktoberfest, and it's definitely not October anymore. FargoBrewing.com. Visit them online. See their products, and yes, again, there you go. In the Fargo Brewing Company, it's nice and shiny. All right. Howie Blues. Well, I'm cracking this thing open because we know that I've had this before and know it's kind of tasty. And what do you got? What's happening over there?
Well, Kidder, I had a feeling about that IPA. I've been doing a lot of sours from the Distill Brewery, so let's change it up a little bit. Let's do something different. So from Sierra Nevada, this is their Wild Little Thing. It is a slightly sour ale with such tasty notes as guava, hibiscus, and strawberry. It's 5.5% alcohol by volume. It has a nice slogan on here, Kidder. Family owned, operated, and argued over. It's a good one. It's a good one.
I just had to check the fridge because you said, that last one, it slipped over my head there. It's a Distill Brewery. And I said, wait a minute, open up the fridge. I have 3 of them waiting in my fridge for me to try.
Yeah. So we'll give this a try. Definitely's got a fruity smell to it. Ooh. I kind of like this, Kidder. It is like when they put this slightly sour ale on this. That's not just an interesting marketing ploy. It is just slightly sour. It's not like as super sour as some of the stuff I've been drinking. It's just like a real nice light note of sour. But then that strawberry kicks in, and it's actually really good. It kind of tastes like a little bit of a sour strawberry. You know, not one that's like super ripe and sweet, but just has a little bit of a tartness to it. That's what this tastes like. It's actually really good.
I'm glad that you enjoy that, and I want to share something that I had that's really good. Just discovered this. This, if you like the energy drinks, this is a good one. It's a new flavor. The Aussie lemonade style. It's like lemonade. It's got nice sour notes, tart notes. It's exotic. There it is. It's only 160 milligrams per can of caffeine on there. But got to try that. Very good. Very tasty.
I saw that posted by our good friend Farva down in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's how I was made aware.
Yeah. So we got to have him back on the show at some point.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
don't
Farva,
know what he's been up to, but he was doing things, and as far as I know, had a good Thanksgiving. He's getting over an ear infection finally after like 3 months.
Yeah. So, Farva, if you're listening, you need to come back, buddy. We need to talk to you again. It's been a while.
Come to the light.
Mm-hmm. And with that, Rudeboy Kyle's back. What'd you fill your glass with? Or are you just having a repeat of what you had before?
Let's see. I made a...
He already forgot.
No, I made the same thing that I had before.
What'd you have there, Rude Boy? Something new, something the same? What?
No, I'll say I made the same thing I had before, but in terms of what I had earlier, I had the new Red Bull Winter series, or the Red Bull Winter Edition drink. Just because I was feeling a little tired earlier.
Hashtag winter came.
Yeah. So it's a apple and fig flavored.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's the fig is not. It's barely taste like. It depends on it.
Fig Newtons. This is apple and fig.
No, it's most. I'd say there's barely any fig flavor. It's more of an aftertaste. I'd say it's mainly an apple taste.
You get that scent as you're pouring it into the drain, or what?
No, it tasted all right. I made half. I drank half of it, and then I added a splash of vodka with the other half, and it tasted just fine. So, if you like apples, then you'll enjoy it. Yes.
Well, gents, yesterday was Thanksgiving. Everybody have a good Thanksgiving? It was a good time.
Yeah, it was pretty good. We had some friends over a couple weekends ago on Saturday for our Friendsgiving, just for scheduling issues. But I smoked 2 turkeys, wet brined one of them. One was about 11.5 pounds. The other was about 12.5 pounds. There you go. So turned out all right. But yesterday we went up to a friend's place about a half hour north of here and had some turkey breasts, some mac and cheese, stuffing, some pie, and exchanged some holiday gifts. And had to work the mid shift last night. So, yeah, I talked to, let's see, 1, 2. I talked to 3 planes last night. So
Busy night.
yeah, it was a quiet night.
Kidder, how was your Thanksgiving?
First half was all right. Getting up, getting a car, drive halfway across the state, have some tasty turkey and all the fixins with my grandparents and my aunt and uncle, and then drive back, and then the other half.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been a lot better with you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for us, we went out to the ranch, and we went out pretty early. Like as soon as the Thanksgiving Day parade was over, like we got in the car and went. It was actually Junior's kind of first time like really watching the parade, and he had a blast. You know, cartoon characters that he knew going as giant balloons. He kept, I mean, his cutest thing. I mean, I know every parent says their kid was cute. It was the cutest thing. Every like balloon as we're watching it come down the street, did I tell him who it was or he knew who it was? But it got to a point he's just like, hi, you know, saying hi to these giant balloons. It was great. The only real bad side of it, Kidder, is when the marching bands came through, the instrument that he seemed to identify with was the drum line.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. So we did that, but we went out there early, Kidder, because my dad was so excited, as was actually my brother, that they wanted to go sledding with Junior. And my dad was so excited, he actually made a sledding hill. Like he actually took the skid steer out, packed down the snow to create a couple of tracks for it. Got all the sleds ready, got the 4-wheeler down at the bottom to bring everybody back up. So
that sounds like some lazy sledding.
it was pretty good. It was a lot of
Back in
fun.
my day, we'd walk uphill both directions.
Imagine having implements of being able to make your sled hill in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. We my brother and I had the comment about, you know, Dad never built us a sled hill. You know, he never made runs like that. My mom, of course, pointed out he didn't have a skid steer when we were big into sledding.
Excuses.
But yeah, he brought out, he's got a big sled. It's meant for hunting, so you could carry your like decoys in and such. But it's really great because it's really kind of safe for taking a 2-year-old down. So we had that, and we had this little cheap orange sled that Lefty got from a friend. It was crap. You can't steer that thing worth anything. And I know because my dad, being my dad, was insistent that we have sledding races down the hill. And in one of the first ones, it was me on the little orange sled, my dad and son in the big black sled. And I'm going down and I'm careening all around the track because the thing doesn't steer well. I ended up winning the race, and my prize, I got slammed into by the black sled and been a little sore in the lower ribs from that. I haven't checked to see if I have a bruise, but it was pretty bad. And Kidder, you'll also appreciate, I had a race against my brother. So it was me and Junior versus my brother on the little orange sled. And he won that race. And we ended up T-boning him, and he went somersaulting down the hill. So I think he made out better than I did, but some good crashes. But we had a lot of fun with that. There was a comment made, though, that luckily the snow was kind of deep once we got across the road, which was good because my mom's like, actually, I think it was my dad's like, yeah, it'd be good because there's a barbed wire fence down that way and we don't want to get to that. My brother just turns to me and goes, remember our sledding hill in the house in Spearfish? I'm like, yeah. He goes, after you got that packed down, you had to make that brutal decision of as you're going towards the barbed wire fence. Am I going to limbo or am I going to bail out? So, but it's like, it's funny how now that like there are grandchildren at play, it's like, oh, we got to be safe. Got
some built-in obstacles with fences in the way.
Yeah. But other than that, we had a pretty good time. I had probably the weirdest Thanksgiving dinner conversation, which revolved around dogs peeing on people. So there you go. That's what Thanksgiving dinner out at the ranch is like. But Kidder, I know you're just waiting for me to finish talking about this so we can talk about your favorite holiday, Black Friday. And as you teased earlier, you actually went out. You actually did some Black Friday shopping. So Kidder, fill us in. What'd you do?
Well, let me tell you something there, Howard. Yeah. Originally, I wasn't planning on going out at all, which is a big shocker because like 20 years, 25 years, I've been going out. And in fact, last night, watched the specific episode of South Park about winter is coming, the Black Friday.
The Black Friday Bundaroo.
Oh, it's a Black Friday Bundaroo. Yes. I did not get one of the bundles. I was not looking for a Bundaroo this year. I didn't actually know what I was going to really look for at all. And then they drug me back in. I had already purchased a couple things on Best Buy in the end. I think I killed Kyle. Whew. Pulled me back in. Yep. So I picked up a couple things on the app, some more Securitas stuff, and maybe I put it away already, but they had the latest Matrix movie for the low price of $10. So I figured that's like high end of what I'll pay for it. So picked that up on 4K. And then, so that was, early, right? Because again, wasn't going Black Friday shopping. Well, turns out I waited too long.
Did you make 2 trips to Best Buy?
No. Only one trip. Because I did these online. I did it online.
Ooh.
Here's where that comes in, though, because it turns out
The old pickup Jimbo.
Yes. This item is not available for shipping. Well, son of a bitch. Fine, I'll pick it up. It's tomorrow. What's tomorrow? There's nothing tomorrow. Oh, right. Black Friday. So made it through the day yesterday and went, I don't really have any plans tomorrow. Woke up today, Avs game's canceled. And I'm like, well, okay. Mom and Dad were like, yeah, we're going to go to Shields. Sorry, a sporting goods store that's regionally located.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't have anything going on. Fine, I'll go. Drive up to the mall because that's, of course, where this is located. And the whole parking lot's full. And I'm like, God bless it. I got here too late.
Did you get your picture next to George or Abe at the front entrance?
No.
Oh.
At ours, it's who's out there? Ronald Reagan.
Oh.
Who else is out there? Teddy Roosevelt, I think. I can't remember. They're out in the front side there.
Sure.
But it's not like the Fargo location where they're conveniently located indoors upstairs where you can try and take a picture and get a selfie and then end up falling off over the ledge. Off the top rope! So I get out there and then I find my parking space rather quickly, actually, because, I'm a Black Friday professional. Get in the store and I'm like, there's lots of people here. It's
I
Black
love
Friday!
people.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Normally, I hate dealing with people.
Yeah.
But Black Friday, I'm like, yes! Look at the chaos! And then I was like 2 hours in there. And then I came home with some spoils. Very disappointed. No ammo sales of what I was looking for. Very disappointed.
You spent 2 hours looking for ammo?
No.
Oh.
No. I had to get ammunition to go look at ammunition.
Oh.
So
it was more of like 20 minutes of looking for ammo and about 30 minutes of bear macing people to get to the ammo section.
Sounds about right.
Have you seen my bear mace? So made it out of there, came home, brought the stuff home, made sure, the stuff is stuffable. And then I was like, oh yeah, I got to go pick up that thing there. The Matrix there at the old Best Buy. Look at the old watch. It's 7:30. Shouldn't be too bad. I just have to whatever. Drove my happy butt up there, and there's moderate amount of people in the parking lot. So definitely not like when we have gone to Best Buy in years past. So because I'm there, I might as well mosey around. They had like 3 movie kiosks of, the Black Friday deals. Like, what kind of lazy crap is this? There's 3 of them. In years past, there's been like 30 of them. This is some weak ass hibbity bibbity Black Friday wannabe BS. Anyway, so I made my lap around the store. I didn't find anything because, make the quick lap and then do the pickup and get the flock out. Well, turns out, go up to the pickup thing because now there's a line of about 20 people. And there's a dude back there, but I'm like, I gotta pick up. I work in the cell phone. I gotta go back over to cell phones. So there's nobody else around back here. Like, I know you guys are short staffed, but I mean, like, nobody's. I can't be the only one coming for a pickup here. Like, nobody else. I know, it's late in the day, so kind of, short staffed. Yeah. Okay, I guess I'll go wait in line then. So I went and waited in line for about 15 minutes, and I see this other older guy go over there, pick up his 3 PS5s.
3 of them.
I don't know why you need 3 of them or how he.
What
got
has he
around.
made him money?
I don't know, but he had 3 of them.
He's the cool uncle.
So I see another dude go over there and get his thing, and I'm like, well, I'm not waiting in this freaking line anymore. So I go over there and, oh, you got one? You got a in-store pickup too? Yep. Okay, can I scan it? Boop. All right. Go ahead, some guy. Oh yeah. Oh, can I see that again? Didn't scan. Boop. Okay. All right. Yep. Can I see your ID? Oh, yep. All right. Good. Hold on. All right. You're good to go. Thank you. Out the front door. And then I went over and got the burgers and hot dogs from the guys that there's 5 of them, and drove on home and ate and watched some SmackDown. Pretty depressing. I didn't have any of you guys to keep me sane.
Damn.
All I'm going to say, Kidder, is once again, the cell phone guys at Best Buy, leaving everybody disappointed. And if you're wondering why I say that, there's a past episode. Future Howard would put the link up. You just go check that one out.
Is it a hot link or is it just a caption? I mean, are we doing the work for them, unlike the cell phone guys out there at Best Buy? Or
I mean, it does pop up there, and you can click on it, and it'll take you. But then you lose your spot in this video, so it's a risk.
Take a look at the timestamp right now. Save that in your memory.
Are you sure it wouldn't just pause this video and you're like, or would it just hyperlink to it?
I don't. Truthfully, I've never clicked on one of those. You know, I
You
tend
don't
to watch
have
my
to make assumptions, right?
You know. Listen.
It's not like it was back in the old days of goddamn.
It's original YouTube. I remember when you had to have an account for YouTube by itself.
We were there at 2 p.m. on Tuesday, damn it.
Listen, I'm sure somebody in our wonderful audience will leave a comment and let me know. And I have a feeling it's going to be the local geek because
We're looking at you, local geek. Thanks for
because he did
show up.
He tends to comment on every episode, which I appreciate. You know, it's nice of him to feel the need to leave a note. It's great. Makes it nice. I pop in. I get to see what he has to say. But yeah,
He's helping us out, driving people there. The tens and tens of people. See what the local geek, the Triple B Brewmaster, had to say.
Mm-hmm. As for myself, Kidder, I did just like a little bit of Black Friday shopping.
Did you go into the wild?
No, I did mine online like a sane person does.
John Amazon enters the chat.
Nothing from Amazon.
If only the Amazonian nation would sponsor us, then we could really have some
That'd
technology.
be awesome.
I'll put it this way: all the money I made from hockey this weekend, because it's already spent. So,
did you buy a snowblower yet?
I'm working on it. I'm researching.
You're researching?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I like to know what I'm getting into.
I can give you a review of mine.
You know, it's
next
like
episode.
Bam! That's what you call a tease.
I know. Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, tune in next time. That we may or may not have that review. We'll see. Who knows?
No, I can give you a quick 30-second, but yeah, that's
a tease. That's a tease.
I was gonna say mostly like what I'm researching is like, you know, like how many horsepower do I need? I have never owned a snowblower. My family never owned one, so like I know nothing about them. So that's when I say I'm researching, it's, you know, I need to learn, what is this? How does it run? Are there features I need to be, you know, worried about?
Basically, it's an engine with a giant churny thing that throws the stuff from here over there.
Well, I know
what a snowblower is. Okay?
Oh, you know what it is. I thought
I just haven't
research.
used one.
I've done my research.
We ain't never
too.
had one of them there.
I do my own research. Damn
I
it.
do the research. Not that dang old shovel on my life.
It's kind of like this. You know, it's like a lawnmower. You know, I want to know, does it come with a cup holder?
We had to get down with the scissors and make sure they're all
that
level.
time of year. We're transitioning from the real lawn mowing to virtual lawn mowing on Lawn Mowing Simulator. What the real shame is that there is no
snow blowing simulator.
Snow blowing simulator.
We should have them make it.
Yeah. Well, all you'd have to do is turn the grass white, and you're done. And you just make driveways.
Instead of pulling up into the driveway, you pull out in the street, and you got to pull the snowblower off. And
make it a 4-season game.
I'm not here to talk about my transition.
I'm
just here to throw some.
These are
snow.
$1,000 ideas that we're talking about right here. There's a very niche market for these people that live in the place in the United States that we do, that not only enjoy virtually lawn mowing in the winter, but also virtually snow blowing in the summer. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say the big difference in snowblowers is is determining if you want or need a single or double stage snowblower.
He needs a 2-stage.
The old 2-stage is really good for the thick, deep snows. I got the I'd say the top of the line Toro single stage snowblower, since we don't have a lot of the incredible nor we'll say upper plains snows that we get up in Dakotas. So
like we did this last time.
Yeah, so it's something that I'm able to keep pace with it if you're able to do it every 3-4 hours and it's snowing that hard. The single stage would be more than enough, and it's got the joystick in the center that you're able to direct the where you want the snow to go. But if you're fine with waiting until the snow is done and you want to really throw heavy snow, then a 2-stage snow thrower is the way to go. So
yeah. The Toro one's kind of funny with the big joystick in the middle. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So brand, well, that's a little bit of a question, but for you, your driveway and our conditions and the windy, blustery nature of what we get, I would say a 27-inch wide cut and 2-stage will not only keep you in a decent budget range, but it'll also be what you need. So, yes, I need you to get a snow blower.
Yeah. See, now this is what I mean by researching it, right? I know what a snowblower
Toro stage 2.
I didn't know that there was different stages. See, that's what I need to learn.
One churner or versus 2 churners.
Right.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Yeah, it's something that it was funny when we picked it up from Home Depot. It was a nice 40-degree morning, and I had ordered it online to pick up, and it was something that I was doing research for probably 6-8 months beforehand, and it was something where we're not getting any younger, so our backs and our stamina will appreciate having something nice to move the snow.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Look at that.
So it's something that depending on what you anticipate the snowfall to be, the thickness, the amount of moisture in the snow, how far you want to throw it. For what we have here down in Iowa, I got the one that it's a single stage, but it also is able to plug into the wall and do an electric start on it. So you don't need to be cranking and yanking at the starter. As long as your oil's topped off, you have the fuel mixture.
This Rudeboy, they got an electronic shoot control pad for this sumbitch.
Shoot control pad. There you go.
Holy crikey.
You'll be clearing a bunch of snow in no time with that, boy.
The dual LEDs on it. The Briggs and Stratton, that's where it's at there. The heated hand grips, that's what I wish mine had. I wish I had the heated hand grips, because I'm out there and that sumbitch gets pretty darn cold out there.
You just get some electric gloves. Same difference there, boy.
Well, you already got me my Christmas present, I guess. So that's out the window.
It'll stay warm either way.
It'll stay warm either way. Yeah, see, you got your little engine here, and you got your stuff here and there, and you put the gas in the top, but it comes out the bottom, and then you're pretty much good to go. You got
it's your winter version of the Margaritaville mixer.
Electric start. That's really what I would say. That Jacob, you need the 2-stage, no matter which brand you get, like this, because it's taller for the drifts and for the heavier snows, and it'll churn it here, and then you have an internal rotor in there that basically cuts it apart even more, but then shoves it straight out the chute there and sends it out into your neighbor's yard. So then they can't get their other stupid vehicles out into the street and get them stuck.
I'd say that even though they're like the one that I have, I'm trying to find the page for it now. See if she shows up.
Help Howard get his snowblower.
I
10 minutes of your life.
but it's something that it's a single stage, but it looks like it has 2 stages. Well, based on what you showed there, Mark, the single stage is usually what looks like the thing that doesn't have a big auger and the depth of something that can really bite into a thick, wet snow. Let's see. I don't know if I can share my screen for you. Man, they've really gone up in price.
Whoa!
Shit. Yeah.
Inflation.
Yeah, well, price gouging. Same difference. Let's see. If you do a search, I'll say the Toro Snowmaster 724 QXE. It's 24-inch, 212cc single stage gas snow blower. You're able to move things as easy as you want with the joystick in the center. You're able to move it back and forth, up and down, direct the snow where you want it. But then as long as you put little the yellow bottle.
And Rudeboy Kyle has left the meeting.
I'm back.
What button did you push?
Damn it. All right, yeah.
Hey, take a look at this. And
The suspense is killing us all.
So yeah, a premium single stage or like Mark said, the dual stage when you're wanting to deal with the big heavy drifts is really what you need. I'd say up in the northern plains. I'd say if you're talking about if you want to go out every 3-4 hours during a big storm just to keep up with it, a single stage would do you okay. But if you want to do something that might not be able to keep up with the snowfall rate, or you want to go out and deal with the giga drifts, then a dual stage is the way to go.
Well, Kyle, you mentioned $1,000 ideas and money grabs and some of that stuff. I have to share with you guys one of the weirdest collaborations I have seen in my hobby world. Is CMON, Cool Mini or Not. They are the makers of such games as Blood Rage and Zombicide and countless others. Have partnered with none other than they have partnered with Iron Maiden and are producing a line of figures based on Eddie to be played in all of their different games. So there is the bundle that gives you everything, or pack 1, pack 2, or pack 3. So different miniatures. You can see all the games that these figures are playable in. And it's just, taking some of the different cover art from Iron Maiden and actually turning them into plastic figures. So if you are a fan of Iron Maiden and Eddie, hey, you have a chance to collect some of these. And there's more of the details. And if you want to check this out for yourself, I will put the link in the show notes. But yeah, you can see they're selling for like $30 a pack.
Interesting. And that's something that you can, it's sold with the just gray texture and you paint yourself.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So if I was maybe say a fan of Iron Maiden, it would be like worth it because I might want to paint those, but I'm not. So I'm going to pass. But it's the strangest collaboration I've ever seen.
It'd take you some time to run to the hills and paint all those. So.
Yeah, unless you're using something like speed paints. But
ooh,
speed paint,
those
like it's 2 minutes to midnight.
More of it's kind of a hyper wash that does all of your highlighting, shading, and midtones all in one. For the people who want to paint but don't have the time to do so. And no, I'm not.
So like paint by number express.
It's not necessarily paint by numbers, and no, I'm not clever enough to make my own Iron Maiden pun. I know what you guys are doing.
That's why they call Howard the Trooper.
Damn it!
Yeah, I knew what you guys were doing. I just don't know enough.
Lost my audio again.
Howard is there. Hallowed be thy name.
Too fast.
Would you say this has been some wasted years, Howard? Or are you just going for it like aces high?
You see, again, not an Iron Maiden fan, so
he's got fear of the dark, right?
No, it has nothing to do with the fear of the dark. It's,
how many more songs can we articulate into this conversation?
It's just the writing on the wall. It's fine.
Here's the thing: like the first ones you guys did were good. You're now stretching, kidder. You're reaching.
Like a number of these things, like a number of the beast. Is that what you're saying?
You are just shoving these in. This isn't even clever. This is just I'm just gonna jam these down.
I'll have to
throat.
tell you guys that we are more than 2 minutes to midnight. I'm not trying to rush this along, but
it's just the evil that men do. That's all this is. Howard's got his dance of death happening over there. He's done with this.
I am, and
I can only imagine if Howard were to obtain one of those packs, that he would not only paint the figures eloquently, but he would. I would say the Flight of Icarus would be the best.
Rude Boy, would you think that he would paint the red and the black?
Of course, I would say yes.
The sign of the cross right there.
No wasting love on these paints.
In an empire of clouds. That's where we are. Look what you did! You did this to us! You did this!
Hey, kidder. Speaking of people blaming people for things,
that's when the wild wind blows.
It's just this whole episode is just memoirs of a broken man. So it's
revelations, I would think.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, all right. Hold on, I'm thirsty, and we can't wrap it up yet because I have a what's on tap ×3. Why? Because I found it. It's the Dreamland. All in one mini can.
Mini can?
Yeah, so
where'd you fly to? Did you get that on a flight?
I got it at
Damn.
So Dream World limited edition, the Coca-Cola light blue can. It's dream flavored. 7.5 fluid ounces in this bad boy. And 90 calories. Ball Corporation aluminum. So you know the Coca-Cola Corporation's doing something right.
What you mixing her with?
Nothing, because this is the first taste testing of it. If it's that bad, I have some whiskey in here that might go in it. So
there you go.
We'll see how she goes. Hopefully it's not hell on earth.
Smells like a Coke.
It smells fruity. like almost like how a cherry Coke and a Sprite. It was like orange too, like a Fanta. Don't you wanna?
Chicka cherry cola.
It is kind of like an orange Coke, almost.
Orange.
Mm. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But it's very sweet. So it's not so bad, but I think the brewmaster is correct there with the Starlight being a little better.
You're mistaken there, Kidder. He preferred that one to the Starlight. I'm the guy that liked the Starlight over the Dreamland.
Oh, well,
that's right. Howard's thoughts are so important; they're attributed to somebody else.
He might be the brewmaster. Who knows?
No, I'm not.
We're like blood brothers, so it's all pretty much the same.
I'm not even going to try to transition to this next thing because every time I've tried tonight, I've been stomped on. But Kidder, we got some comments.
Comments
from our
on what?
Well, we had an episode come out last week
Did we?
entitled "More Fun Than Gas Station Kimbop," which featured some comments from everybody's favorite Minister of Trolling, Big D, and he checked it out, Kidder, and once again he had some comments and he shared them with me, and so this leads us once again to everybody's favorite segment of Howard's dramatic reading of the conversation between himself and Big D. Once again, for our audio listeners, you will of course recognize the voice, the geeky voice that I use for Big D as I read through this conversation. As Kidder and Kyle both flash their cameras.
That's not what you think, okay? Calm down. Jeez.
I'm never getting through this.
This is a mainly PG show, except for when Big D shows up.
In like a minute, we hit the 2-hour mark. I've been trying to get this.
Woo! Keep it rolling, baby! Hit the tracks. Whoop whoop!
Been trying to wrap this up so that I don't have to cut any of the really excellent conversation we've had so far tonight, but you guys are making it difficult.
Jump the shark.
Anyway, the conversation starts, of course, with Big D. It's gonna be hard to do the geek voice with the loss of voice, but we'll try here. You rat bastard. Who, me? Ha 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 ha. Yep, little bit. Someone must have watched the newest episode. Well played, sir. Well played. Well, I read the description and had no memory of making any comments on a show after that weekend I was in Phoenix. So, with the 48 seconds I had to spare, I jumped to the Big D comments tag. And I'm greeted by that damned gnome. And one of the more epic bouts of trolling you two clowns have pulled. So again, well played, you magnificent bastard. For the record, kimbap is sushi. I figured it out when I Googled it for the edit. Also, did you notice the thumbnail for the episode? The one from Phoenix? Yeah, subtle. Yeah, but I was referring to this week's episode. He was gone for a while then after I wrote that, and he comes back. You sick son of a... That picture is going to be a recurring Easter egg in perpetuity, isn't it? Yes. The picture that he's referring to, of course, is the picture of him with the ice cream sandwich in his mouth.
Which, if
this one right here, the future Howard's putting up.
Right there.
Yeah. I put, yes, but this time I actually photoshopped a kimbap in your mouth. Ha 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 ha. I definitely missed that. There you go. The latest review of the Triple B from everybody's favorite Minister of Trolling. And on that conversation, Kidder, we've been talking for quite a while.
I think you should use that YouTube review voice as your hockey voice tomorrow night. That'd go down well with the crowd.
You know,
Just an idea. So
Well, you know.
it's a goal scored by number 82.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the
That's another drink. All right.
I would, but I finally have gotten elevated to a point where I'm no longer just the sub for hockey. Like, I actually got the schedule emailed to me this year and could sign up for games. So
You have a reputation up to uphold. Then.
I'm moving up in the world here of off-ice official. I hate to throw that off. So,
excellent.
And speaking of throwing things off, Kidder, it's time for cheap plugs. So
Well, Howard Blues, let me tell you something here. I have some breaking news to share with you.
we don't got time for breaking news, Kidder. We've used all of our time on Iron Maiden puns.
Well, you started it. So
I did not. You started the puns. I just brought up an interesting thing.
you started Iron Maiden. So now
I started Iron Maiden. Where are my residuals?
we're not getting this action shot here. What do you?
He's cutting open the check right
There
now.
we go. Oh, listen, there's no check in here. I know because I had to pay to get this. There we go.
So wait. This isn't breaking news. This is an unboxing video.
It is. It's suddenly an unboxing, enveloping video. You Johnny Carson it there. And with your 20% off at beerbluesandbs.com, you can get this. Yes, a sticker. Look at that quality right there. beerbluesbs.com right there.
You can stick that anywhere.
That is a good looking sticker. Even shine it up real nice. Turn that sumbitch sideways and stick it up your
Ew.
candied class. So, beerbluesbs.com, 20% off right now, this very instant. Available for you in a merch store. Go to beerbluesbs.com, click on merch, and then anywhere and everywhere in the store, 20% off. All you need to do is give a high five to Howard because Howard's got the holiday cheer with 20% off. It's the 20% he's given up of his share. He just doesn't know that yet. So buy as much as you can right now at beerbluesbs.com. Lots of great stuff in the merch store. Please visit it.
I'd say they look like excellent quality shirts. I don't have one myself, but I'm definitely gonna give the extra 20% to Mark when I order one this holiday season using that 20% off. So
Promo code Howard.
Promo code Howard. Yeah.
I just want to remind everybody before you start taking my share of stuff. I got kids, man.
We can't use that shirt. It's trademarked by somebody else.
I'm going to use the 20% off and order a shirt for the little one. So,
hey, if you want something that's also cheap, well, we have all the free places that we are, and you can find those on the website beerbluesbs.com. But the YouTube version is free. We just ask, please click a thumbs up and click the subscribe button if you would. Share it with your friends. I know it's a lot to ask, but please help us out because sharing is caring. The video version, it is the season. Video version, free on YouTube. Link at beerbluesbs.com. Audio version, free on every audio platform that's out there, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Stitcher, TuneIn, IMDb, Amazon Podcast, Google Podcasts. We got the iOS, that is iTunes, Apple Podcasts, but we got your Android and your Apple all categorized and ready to go, available for you for free. And I'm sure that there's more of them out there. You just have to search your free app store, whatever audio service you're listening to podcasts on. Just search Beer, Blues, and BS, and you got us. I mean, if you made it this far in the episode, you already know it. But please. And subscribe, thumbs up, drop a comment, check the show notes for extra info, all that and more. Plus, Killer Kidder Show playlist is available on Spotify. Hundreds of hours of music available for you. Absolutely free, curated by yours truly, the man, the myth, legend, Mark Kidder. That is correct. It's available for you for free. All you got to do is click thumbs up. Please, thanks, appreciate it. Other than that, let's get this thing rolling. Let's get on out of here. Kyle's got the thumbs up. He's ready to roll. He's going to go get his snowblower, hit his easy shoot tracking thing, and he's going to start shooting likes everywhere. So before he gets too crazy, he's got the finger pistols out. He's waving them around like he just don't care. And at this point, you watching or listening probably don't either. So let's wrap this bad boy up. For Howard Blues and Rudeboy Kyle, thanks for kicking in the front door.
Oh,
A man of many words. I'm the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Kidder. Thanks for joining us for this and every edition of Beer Blues BS. Remember, keep your glass at least half full. There's free beer tomorrow, and we'll catch you on down that snow-blowed Tuscan highway. You have a good one, and we'll see you on the next episode of Beer Blues and BS.
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty. UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
Ding, cameras on, ding, cameras on, ding, cameras on, ding, cameras on. I see the blues on the other end of this podcast thing. Would you like a microphone with that? Would you like a microphone with that? He's got a smirk. He's got a smirk. He can't laugh. Can't laugh.
So Kidder, because I was at a hockey game, my computer volume is turned at 100%. So when you started that, you like blasted my eardrums.
I'm sorry. Is this thing on?
I also haven't been able to fix it because my computer's being slow.
What's happening with this? What? Oh, not. You can hear this. Sorry.
Come on, computer. The scary thing is usually when my computer doesn't let me adjust volume, it's because it needs an update.
Howard, have you updated your PC? It looks like you're writing a letter. I can help.
There. Computer returned to a normal volume.
Huh?
Ah, that's better.
Huh?
Don't mind me. I'm just finishing my sandwich.
Oh, it looks like you're eating a sandwich.
It's the return of the annoying paperclip guy.